Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being with us this morning. My name is Matt Garvey. I'm the Vice President of Communications for the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl. And it's certainly our pleasure to be here on campus at Florida State to do the official on-campus invitation for their playing against the University of Houston in the 48th Annual Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl. We've got a number of things that we're going to cover, but to start things off, I'll introduce Gary Stokan, who's the President and CEO of the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl.
Thanks, Matt. I want to thank Matt Garvey for all the work he's put into this, and also the Florida State Seminole SID office. Thanks for having us down here, Stan. And I'd also like to introduce David Epps, our COO and VP of Marketing back there. We've got the best staff in the bowl business in my mind, and I think it's one of the reasons why we were able to reach the next level of going up to the college football playoff. So with that, what I'd like to do is talk a little bit about the matchup. You know, to have number 9 Florida State and American Athletic Champ number 18 Houston, who's 12-1, with Tom Herman, the coach of the year in that conference, and Florida State to have 9 players on the first and second team of the All-ACC. In my mind, the Florida State Seminoles have not gotten the credit they've deserved this year, and I think that's something that Jimbo's just done a wonderful job, not only this year, but in the past since he took over the Florida State reins. To be in a position to win their 50th game, which would set a record in the FBS, is quite remarkable. And so the team's done a wonderful job this year, and the coaching staff and administration, and we hope that the fans and the alumni and the administration will all support this team in a New Year's Six game on New Year's Eve. We have the number 12 offense in Houston against the number 5 defense in the country in Florida State. So when you get on that fast turf at the Georgia Dome with the type of athletes that Houston and Florida State has, it'll make for an exciting game. Obviously, you all know about All-ACC tailback Dalvin Cook, who is one of the most electric players in the country, and Houston has a similar type player in Greg Ward Jr., the quarterback, who's been responsible for 3,631 total yards and 35 touchdowns. Houston's ranked both in the top 15 in national offense and defense. And obviously, I think the coaches that we have in Jimbo Fisher, who in my mind is one of the top coaches in the country, and has just done a remarkable job in taking Florida State to the next level, building on what Coach Bowden did to lay the foundation here. Talk a little bit about the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. We'll be the first game on New Year's Eve to lead into the 2 semifinal games. We'll be at noon on ESPN. We're one of the most competitive bowl games in the country. Over 56% of our games in our history, 48-year history, has been decided by a touchdown or less. And I think part of that is when you get in the Georgia Dome with 2 college teams, it's an electric atmosphere in there, and it just takes the level of play up to another level. Talking about sellouts, we've sold out 17 of the last 18 years. We're also humbly proud to be the most charitable bowl game in the country. Our organization has given out since 2002 $17.9 million. Those monies could have fallen into our reserves, but we've given back to the community and back to college football. This year, we'll do so again by giving $1.5 million to charitable and scholarship donations. In this game, we'll endow a $100,000 scholarship to Florida State University and the University of Houston. Chick-fil-A will donate $50,000, and we'll match that $50,000 from Peach Bowl Inc. To endow the $100,000 scholarship. And along with Jimbo's winnings in the past in our golf tournament and in the past Florida State playing, I think we're close to about $300,000 that we have.
It's a little more than that. I think it's over $400,000.
$400,000 in endowed scholarships that our organization has donated back to Florida State. The per team payout will be $4 million with an additional $2 million for expenses, so $6 million per team and $12 million total, which brings our 48-year total to $150 million that this organization through 48 years has donated back to teams and payouts. Each team will get 12,500 tickets. They're the best seats in the house. They start from the 50-yard line and wrap around into the end zone. So again, we hope the fans will again support our bowl, which they've done in the past against South Carolina most recently. And we think Atlanta is a great place for Florida State. A lot of alumni up there. It's one of the huge alumni base for Florida State. And really the whole state of Georgia, there's a lot of alumni from Florida State. So with that, I think that gives you a little bit of feel about our bowl game and how excited we are to have the matchup we have with Florida State and Houston. And now, I guess officially, we can, on behalf of the bowl, on behalf of our board, on behalf of our staff, present to Stan Wilcox the official letter of invitation, and hopefully he'll accept.
Stan, congratulations. Thank you. Look forward to it.
Stan, some comments from you, please?
Yes, just a few comments. First of all, I'd like to thank Gary and his staff for all the wonderful things that you're going to be doing for us as we're down, as we go up to Atlanta. We are so proud and pleased to be playing in the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl. You know, we've had success in the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl in the past years. The last time I believe we were there in 2010, we had an opportunity to play against the University of South Carolina and came through victorious. We're hoping that we will do the same this year. We've got a formidable foe in the University of Houston, and we both are very proud and pleased that we're a part of the New Year's Six Bowls. That is something that I think every team across the country is a goal that they have starting out the season, and obviously we have reached that goal, and very happy and pleased about that. And speaking about the atmosphere and alumni, we have a large alumni base up in the Atlanta area, and we are looking forward to filling the stadium and really encouraging all of our alumni that are going to be coming to the game. Purchase your tickets from FSU, because obviously that protects and helps our program. So we really encourage that, and we know that when we come there to Atlanta that we're going to fill the stadium and going to have a great atmosphere there, just as we had in the past. You know, our team and our coaching staff has done a great, outstanding job with a very young team this year. You know, and I'm very pleased that this team is being rewarded in going to a major bowl such as the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. And, you know, we've always done very well with TV ratings as well, and we're looking forward, again, to do that, is make sure that our fans are on, if they're not, can't be there, that they are watching that game. And then last, you know, I mentioned that we have a young team, but I'm most proud of the fact that we have our seniors will be able to go out in a major bowl and have a great experience up in Atlanta. So I'm really looking forward to it, and very pleased to be participating in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks for that, Stan. All right, Coach, I know you're already down deep into the film study. If you wouldn't mind, give us a few comments on the game and the matchup.
All right, again, Gary, thank you for inviting us up to the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, and I'm one of the few that have played in the Peach Bowl and the Chick-fil-A Bowl. Now it's the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. I've done both, so I've been in both. But first I want to say this, it's a great honor for our kids to be able to do that. I couldn't think of a better bowl game for them to be part of, because I'm going to tell you, every time I've ever been to the Peach Bowl, every time I've ever been associated with anything with Chick-fil-A in any way, shape, or form, it is done as first class as any organization in the country, anything I've ever dealt with. And that's why I'm so excited for our fans, for our families that are going, and for our players most foremost for being able to have this experience. They will not be treated any better, any nicer, and have more things done for them to make that experience great. I've been a part of it. It excites me as much as any bowl game there is out there in college football, and I thank you for that. And then to do it in the great city of Atlanta, again, close to our fan base, a great city for us, great marketing, and we recruit there and do all those kind of things. It's just great to be up there, and also be in a dome and in a facility like the Georgia Dome. It doesn't get any better than that. But again, I'd like to say a special thank you to our players. I think our players overcame a lot of things this year. They grew in a lot of ways. This team took a personality that I'm extremely proud of and happy about the legacy in which these seniors are leaving. and the future in which these young guys saw these seniors, in which they understand the culture and tradition of Florida State going forward for the future, because I think the future is extremely bright. But it's always better when you finish things off the year with a great bowl game, a great experience, and to play well in that bowl game. That's what's very important. Again, to send the seniors out with a great taste in their mouth, but these young guys going into the offseason and understand what the history and culture of Florida State football is all about. There can't be a better venue to be able to do that. Again, for our fans to be able to get there, and hopefully we'll sell that place out and be a great venue. I've been in that stadium a bunch of times for these games, for different championship games. It's as good an atmosphere and environment, from national championship games to anything. That's as good an atmosphere and environment as there is in college football. It's a very dynamic place to play, in my opinion. One of my favorite places to play. And again, hopefully we'll be back there next year anyway, because they're hosting the semifinal game. So I hope we get to see a lot of you, Gary. That's right. I promise you. But we'll get to that later on. But again, I'd like to thank Stan and President Thrasher for all the help they give us and what they do organizationally and administratively to provide us with the opportunities and things in this program. As you can see, we're adding a lot of things here. We're building a lot of things. We're putting a lot of things in place for our players in facilities, but also off the field in a lot of areas that other people don't see that allow these guys to be successful. And that's the key here, creating an atmosphere and environment and a culture for these kids to be successful as people, as students, and as players. And that's being done here at Florida State. And without their help and what their leadership and allow us to do, as I'm full of ideas all the time, as they well know, that they allow those things to be done, and they agree with them because it's all about the kids. And we've got a tremendous group of kids there. And saying that about our opponent, the University of Houston, I watch film on them. This team can run. They're dynamic on both sides of the ball. They have playmakers all across the field. Their schemes, Coach Herman does a tremendous job of scheming you, using his personnel, different formations, different alignments that allow his people to line up so many different ways. The quarterback's actually dynamic. He can throw it. He can run it. He's a tailback playing quarterback, but he's also a quarterback playing quarterback. And those guys are hard to find. They have playmakers outside. They run the football. And then you get so caught up offensively, you think, well, they're just an offensive football team. You turn them on defense, they're 12th in the country on defense. They're 20th in scoring. They're very dynamic up front. A lot of 3-down, 4-down things, a lot of multiple fronts in which they blitz you, cause you a lot of different problems, multiple coverages in the secondary. Linebackers make about every tackle in the world. They make plays all over the place. They use them in a lot of different ways. Front guys are dominant. They're constantly moving them. Secondary guys can cover and tackle. I mean, this is a very dynamic. He's done, to be there 1 year and to implement this many schemes and this execution at this level, the coach has done a tremendous job, and it's going to be a heck of a game. We're going to have to bring our A game, but we're looking forward to it. As you get to this level of ball, anybody you play is going to be good. So that's what you want in a bowl game. Our kids are going to have great practices. We started practice yesterday, and I had a great practice, and we'll have another one here today, and hopefully we'll continue to develop and be ready for that game. But we're looking forward to it. It's a great city, great bowl game. Kids couldn't be going to a better place.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate those comments. A couple more things. One of the things we'd like to do while we're here is talk a little bit about our bowl week experience and what Florida State University and the student athletes in particular will be able to experience while they're here in Atlanta. We've got a video that we're going to show you, but I'll let Gary make some comments on it in general before we get to the video.
Yeah, I think Jimbo hit on it. You know, our bowl is focused on being a reward for the players. Everything that we do, and I think that's where Jimbo and the coaches really enjoy coming to our bowl game, because they know the players have put in the time, winter, spring, summer, fall. I mean, they're the ones that dedicate themselves, and they're the ones that should be rewarded in playing in a New Year's Six game like this. So we think our bowl experience is the best in the country. We do a survey with our players, our coaches, the president, the AD, after the game every year, and they're our customers. And so we learn what we I call the good, the bad, and the ugly. Whatever we did good, we want to do better. Whatever we did bad, we want to do good. And whatever we did ugly, we want to cut out. And so we're in constant, continual improvement. And that's the only way you get better. Yep. You know, we're not unlike a football team. You know, we want to compete at the highest level. And I think that's why this bowl, through the great staff that we have and the volunteers, have been able to reach the college football playoff. We use a theme, and our philosophy is live, laugh, and learn. So the players will live great, they'll stay in great hotels, they'll practice in great facilities, they'll play in a great facility, they'll eat great food like Chick-Fil-A, they'll get great gifts, and so they live great. Laugh, we don't have banquets, we have a family feud that the coaches and the players will participate in and compete against each other, and we do a competition every night, a battle for bowl week, where we have about a 50-pound WWE wrestling belt. And last year, Trevon Boykin of TCU, when they won the game against Ole Miss, They were number 6, Ole Miss was number 9. He got on the stage, and when they accepted the trophy, he had the belt on. And he said, we not only won the game, we won the battle for bowl week. These guys just love to compete, and so to make it fun every night so they can laugh and have a good time, we have our battle for bowl week. So, and then learn, we think it's important. They're student athletes, and they're at a time and an age when they're very impressionable. And so we take them to the College Football Hall of Fame, which just opened last year in Atlanta. So some of these kids can aspire to be in that College Football Hall of Fame, one day. Secondly, we take them to the Martin Luther King Center, where Martin Luther King actually preached. And we have Dr. Vivian, who was part of Selma. I don't know if you've seen the movie, but Dr. Vivian, who was marched along with Congressman Lewis and Martin Luther King, actually talks to the kids about, when he was their age, when they were marching, and how he wore a backpack, and, how they had to have leadership and courage and the strength of conviction. It's a big point for these kids to learn, and we do it with both teams sitting in Ebenezer Baptist Church, where Dr. King preached. And then lastly, we take them to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, where, these kids aren't going to get out of the hospital for Christmas, but they're never going to get out of the hospital. And so for these guys and the coaches to be able to spend some time with these kids, it's very meaningful giving back during that time of the holiday season. So live, laugh, and learn is our theme. I would like to tell the media that, if you'll follow us, we're very active in social and digital media. So whether it's Facebook or Instagram or Periscope or, our website, all of our digital assets, Twitter, we're very active. So feel free to go to chickfilapeachbowl.com and you can find out a lot about that. Lastly, we are going to have an NFL policy of clear bags this year. So whatever you can do as media to convey that to the fans when they come to the game, to make sure that it's a clear bag policy for this game, security-wise. So.